Hi, Markwell,
Hey, what's up? I'm Trevor,
and
and
this
this is
the
the
Huddle.
Huddle.
Man, Trevor, we got our first week of preseason football in. We got to see action, man. A lot of
Yep.
teams we got to see their struggles, their weak points right now, and their strengths. So, start it off. We're gonna do as we usually do. Let's go with our predictions, man. We're gonna do the
All right.
NFC and AFC East today. So, you want to go first on this one? We can
Yeah.
start with the NFC East.
NFC East. All
Mhm.
right. So I think you're gonna be a little mad with me on this one.
I knew this was coming, bro.
Yo. So one, I'm going with the Eagles. Two, Dallas. The Washington and New York. That's kind of tough. I'm gonna go with New York and then Washington. So that's how I'm
Trevor,
gonna
how
that's how I'm gonna do
how
it.
could the Eagles be in first place over the Cowboys? Tell me
I
that.
just think
I just want
I'm
to know that
projecting
first
out. I'm
before I even give
projecting
mine.
out number one. Number two, I feel like the Dallas Cowboys with losing Amari Cooper, losing their few receivers right now. Their O line has a few question marks right now. That's not like it was in the
Michael
past.
Gallup will be back full speed by game three.
Yeah, but I mean that's still 2 weeks. They could lose some
I mean, it don't matter if
NFC
we lose.
East,
If we don't, it don't matter if they lose those two games. Like
but
he's gonna be
NFC
coming
East.
back on the easy part of the schedule. The NFC East is the easiest division. The
I
first two
know,
games,
but
the first two games were possible to lose whether or he played or not. They're playing the Bucks and the Bengals. Those two hardest games on the schedule, other than the Packers. The
fair
rest of the
enough.
schedule is a cakewalk.
Fair enough. But I'm assuming that the Eagles and the Cowboys are going to beat up on each other a little bit. I feel
No,
like
I
they're
don't
going
think
to
they're going to
split.
beat up on each other. The Cowboys average beating them by 21 points a game.
Okay,
Trayvon Diggs is making a living off of Jalen Hurts. He has
bro.
three
We
picks on Jalen Hurts
number
in
one.
four
All
games he's played against them.
right, I get it, bro. You a Cowboys fan. I
No,
get
but
it. You
I'm
sticking up for
saying
your team. So hold on. Let me explain. Let me get my points off, bro. All right. Yes. Jalen Hurts. I'm thinking that he's going to take a step further. Not like crazy, but I do think he's going to take a step. They added Brown to the offense. They have Smith as a second year receiver. I feel like their line is one of the best in the league. They had the number one running attack last year. I feel like offensively, they can hang with the Cowboys. Defensively, I feel like that front line is going to be really good coming into this season. And so I feel like that's going to help their defense out. I'm not saying that they're going to like blow the Cowboys out. I'm just saying I feel like when it comes down to it, they will be number one. And
I don't.
we've seen the Cowboys have a better team and then they fall apart. So
I don't
it's
think.
not out of
I
the
don't. They
realm.
fall apart
I
in the
think,
playoffs. I don't think they have a chance to.
bro.
I think it's going to be at least a 10-point game against everybody in the division. The Cowboys defense is kind of, especially the pass rush is a little scary. And Jalen Hurts, they
Yeah.
have to put the ball in his hands and he has to make plays because last year they couldn't keep up with our scoring. And I know everybody's gonna say, "Oh, we don't have no Amari Cooper, we don't have Michael
This year
Gallup."
though.
The first time we played them, we didn't have Michael Gallup, and Amari Cooper didn't get many touches against them. It was CD, Tony Pollard, and Zeke and Dak
But
that made
this
it
year
happen, and
is
they have
supposed to
all
be a
those.
different this year is supposed to be a different story. The Eagles have up their offense, so they're trying to score with the Cowboys,
The best
and then
offenses in the league still didn't do a great job keeping up with the number one offense in the NFL, aka the Dallas Cowboys.
fair
Think about
enough.
it: the Cowboys had the number one scoring offense in the NFL, and they couldn't make a field goal.
But will they be the number one scoring offense next year? I think that they're going to take a slight
I think they're
step
going to be
back.
top five.
I think they're going to take a slight step back.
Yeah, top five. I think they're probably still be top five. I don't.
Okay.
That's
I think
not.
they're
Like,
going to be a
I'm
slight
taking
step,
all
but
bias out of this. Like I will give you the weak points to the Cowboys. Like we could talk about this. Let me give them my. Of course, I got Cowboys first, Eagles,
all right.
Washington, New York. But let's touch on this topic while we're here. Uh, the biggest problem with the Cowboys is their offensive line, penalties, and the kicker. The kicker, we might be able to figure that out. That's 50-50. We'll just have to go for it. Forget the 3 points. But the offensive line, um, Saturday in the preseason game against the Broncos, they had 17 penalties as a team. But at the same time, you didn't see Tyron Smith, you didn't see Zach Martin,
Yeah, preseason.
Tyler Smith. It was his first time, and most of the players that you saw in the game have never played a meaningful snap in the NFL or even a snap. So
Exactly.
I don't want to take that out of proportion, but I don't think the Eagles pass rush is dangerous enough to like have an like when I think about Washington having a better time with the Cowboys defensively. You know what I mean?
Because they got what's his name from he was from Ohio State, right?
Chase Young.
Yeah, Chase Young.
Then they got the
Was
guy
he
on
from Ohio State?
yeah, he
Was
played at
that?
Ohio
Yeah, he
State.
played Ohio State. Yeah.
Then they got the guy on the other side too. I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
Dang, I know who I know who you're talking about.
He got hurt last year too. They both got hurt.
Yeah,
But
yeah. His last name is that's how I usually remember by his last name, but I know you're talking about. Uh, but hold on, I gotta figure it out now.
another thing,
But
Trevor,
what's your other what's the last two? You got the Redskins coming
I
in
got
third,
the
Giants fourth.
Commanders coming in
Yeah,
third.
yeah,
And
my
then I got the
bad.
Giants coming in
Commanders,
fourth.
the
I got the
Commanders
Giants
coming in
coming in
third.
fourth, man. I can't
Yeah,
see
I
the
feel you.
Giants doing anything this year. Might surprise us. NFC
I
East is
think,
always full of surprises, but I think
yeah,
if the
that's why I think it's
Cowboys
hard.
do, if the Cowboys don't win the division, I don't think it would be the Eagles. I think that Washington has a better chance of winning the division if the
Hmm.
Cowboys don't, because
Yeah,
their defense is great. They got McLaurin, but I don't trust Carson Wentz at all. So that's why I have him in third.
yeah, I don't really trust Carson Wentz. That's why I put him in last. But I do like how the Giants have added to their offense, and then they have Saquon coming back. If he can stay healthy, I think that that'll help them out. And then they have the coach from the Bills who really helped Josh Allen
Mm-hmm.
make those next steps. I don't know how much that'll help Daniel Jones. We'll see how that goes, but I do feel like in terms of the offense as a whole,
Mm-hmm.
they can make some noise there.
But
So
while we're here, Trevor, what do you think
mhm.
about I brought up the penalties, and you know that was big reason why the Cowboys lost to the 49ers last
Yeah,
year. They
yeah.
had way too many penalties every time they had a big play. They got called back. Do you think that Mike McCarthy's gonna be able to right the ship? Like, is it an overreaction to react to that game the way I am, or is it a, or should we be overreacting? You know what I mean?
Um, this is how I feel about the preseason, man. I don't like it's the preseason, the first week of preseason. Usually your starters don't play, all that stuff. So I'm not gonna it uh take it as seriously or overreact to it.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that with his history, being there as a head coach, they've always struggled with penalties, especially late in games.
Yeah.
So I think that you don't overreact to it now because it is still a lingering, or you don't overreact to it now because it is preseason. A lot of the starters didn't play, all that good stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
with him and his history, you do take it into account, and
Yeah.
you
That's
look
what.
at it with a raised eyebrow, like, look, man, you only have but so many chances to get this right. So, and you're kind of getting off to a bad start. I
Mm-hmm.
think week one, if they're still going, and then later into the season,
Mm-hmm.
that's when we'll be able to be like, yeah, look, man, this is a problem.
Yeah, that's what I'll say because we both play sports, and even when the bench players are in and stuff, they still should display the culture of a team. If you're a good coach, like
Mm-hmm.
you don't tolerate that. You know what I mean? So even though it's not the starters and stuff in there, he has to make some type of statement to like show them that we're not gonna play this year. You know what I mean? And it
Yeah.
doesn't seem like he's done that from what we've seen.
No, I agree. I agree. It's it's kind of a balance. Like, it's
Hmm.
preseason, but at the same time, like you said, if this is going to be the culture that we have, and you want it to be a good culture, like, we're not going to play penalties, no matter if you're the top player on the roster or if you are the last guy trying to make a spot, like you got to be on your stuff when it comes to these penalties, and we can't be just giving up yards.
All right, Trevor. Let's get into this AFC East, man. I think we will probably both be on the same page about who will come in first in that division. We got to go with the Bills, man.
Of course, yeah.
This is the most talented team, and they have the best track record. Second, I'm gonna go with the Dolphins just because of the talent that they brought in with Tariq Hill and my boy Cedric Wilson, man. Sad we had to lose him in Dallas, but I just don't think the Patriots right now have enough, I guess, chemistry on offense with the coordinators. It's just a lot going on in New England right now. They don't even know who's going to be calling the plays and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I had to put them third, and then of course I had to put the Jets last. I don't think they're going to get stomped all over, but
kind of like the
Jaguars.
Yeah, or the Detroit Lions, how they went last
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, I don't think any of those
Right.
teams are going to get
Yeah.
are going to be cakewalks this year, but I just don't think they're ready to compete.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I at this point I would say Miami is a lot of excitement going on. In second, just to be clear with that.
Yeah.
But in second, but I still have some question marks about Tua, and I think it's going to be tight between them and New England because it's hard to go against Bill Belichick when he has a good constructed roster, because I think their roster is still good.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with the roster.
It's
the
just questions about who's calling plays and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I that's pretty much how I had it shake out too.
Yeah. All right, man. Not much to argue with about there. This is pretty straightforward. You go either way with the Patriots and Dolphins, but you know who's gonna be at the top of the bottom of that division.
Yeah.
So we got a few quarterback battles going on right now. I think the one that is pretty interesting I want to start with is the Panthers. Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield both looked pretty terrible in the preseason game on Saturday. What are your thoughts on that? Like PJ Walker played pretty well, but of course he was going against the third or fourth string, so you didn't get a good look. But
I don't know, man. It, like you said, both quarterbacks didn't play great. I think Sam threw a touchdown, and one, and I think he threw one, but I think this one's going to come down until week one. It's going to be a week one decision, or probably like at the end of preseason right now. And I don't know how they're looking in practice. I've heard good things about Baker in practice, but
he didn't. I'm not gonna say anything else about it, but that was but what I saw from that game, it was not nice.
But I mean, again,
might be a little rusty and stuff.
Yeah, it's preseason. I'm not gonna put a whole bunch of it, especially in week one. And we'll just continue to see how it shakes out, because he did just get there. It takes a little while to get into the flow of things. So we'll see how it goes over the next few weeks.
Yeah, another quarterback battle that's going on, Trevor, is the Steelers, which is on the complete opposite side of the spectrum. I don't know how Mike Tomlin gets these guys ready like this and puts them in such great positions to succeed. Man. But every quarterback he put in the game exceeded expectations. You know what I mean? And it might not even be a talent thing. He's just great at putting them in a great position. What did you think about the quarterback battle? Who do you think is in first place? Because I can't tell. I have to say, I watched that last drive, and who was quarterbacking? Kenny Pickett, I think, and they scored the game-winning touchdown on the drive. Like I don't know. It's tough right now on the Steelers.
Yeah. Now, real quick, just to shout out Mike Tomlin. I think arguably the best coach in football right now.
He is the best coach in football. Yeah.
The rosters that he has some years, and still able to hit 500, at least 500 every year, never below 500. I mean,
never.
I think that speaks volumes, and the players love him. I mean, it is not many bad things you can say about Mike Tomlin. So just to put that out there. But I think this is going to come down to the last few weeks of preseason as well.
Mm-hmm.
They did pay Mitchell Trubisky, and Pickett is a top pick in the draft.
Yeah.
I can't go off with just one game right now. Have to see throughout the preseason, but I get the feeling,
I think you guys got to go with the experience one, right?
yeah, that they'll go with Trubisky, and if things
I heard Mason
probably
Rudolph is doing
fall,
good too, though. So
yeah, I heard, but I don't think, I don't think he's gonna get it.
that
I hope
you do too have to take the first preseason game with a grain of salt, as we keep saying, because they're not going against the starters.
yeah,
And
yeah.
the
So
starters that are playing aren't really going
yeah,
100% full speed on defense. You don't want to have any injuries and stuff
yeah.
like that.
But Kenny Pickett was looking really good.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
some throws he made. Felt like felt comfortable back there. So I feel like Mitchell Trubisky got a bad rap in Chicago. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like he had a bad deal with Matt Nagy. Um, and I want him to get a good
A
opportunity.
good opportunity and
Yeah,
a
in
good
Pittsburgh.
system, well coached. Yeah,
But I don't know, man. Pickett was looking pretty good, so
yeah.
I think that's gonna come
I
down
think
to
you always go with the veteran when it's close, though.
yeah, they do.
But now, since we're talking about quarterbacks and young quarterbacks, let's talk about Trey Lance, man. He had a pretty good um, preseason game. I think he only had like one incompletion. And so what do you think about Trey Lawrence? Should we overreact and say he's ready, or should we be like pump the brakes? It's a preseason game, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
yeah. No, it's a preseason game, man. Like I think it's throughout all these segments and everything we're talking about
mm-hmm.
right now. You got to remember it is preseason, but he did look he looked really good.
Yeah,
I
he did look
mean,
good.
I think that he has a lot of upside, a lot of potential, and I feel like he's gonna have a breakout season this year.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I feel like he's going to be really good. I don't know if it's going to be as good as Patrick Mahomes' first season, but I feel that same kind of energy
Mm-hmm.
from him. I think he has a really good team around him. Kyle Shanahan is going to put him in great positions, and he has the talent, he has the athleticism, and he can throw the ball really well. And he has the IQ, I think, to be really good.
Only thing I worry
So
about with him is not even him; it's his receiving core. He has
fair
Debo,
enough.
but he doesn't really have any like Debo's a good receiver, but he's a
He's
run
not like
after
a
catch
route
guy.
runner.
Yeah, he's not a
Yeah.
run after. He's a run
Yeah.
after the catch guy. He's the guy you get it to short
And
and
let
he
him
makes a
make
play.
plays. Yeah.
He's not a deep threat. He's not a route runner. You know what I mean? I don't even
hmm
think they have any of those. So that's what would worry me
hmm
about him.
I got you on that. But I think when you do have, and he does have Kittle,
They
so
have a great offensive coordinator too. So
yeah, and he has Kittle, so I feel like even if he doesn't have a guy like a route runner like like Devontae Adams or something like where you just
mm-hmm.
know he's gonna get open every time you can get him the ball. I feel like you said, Kyle Shanahan's gonna get their offense in positions where they can take advantage of. All he has to do, drop back, deliver the ball to the right people, make the right reads. I feel like he can do that, and I feel like he can make plays too with his athleticism, with his legs, and on the run, making throws. So off
Okay.
schedule plays.
And I won't even touch on this next topic since we pretty much made it clear that the first preseason game, especially with a new quarterback and stuff like that, a lot of people are overreacting to Deshaun Watson's performance in the game. I think he was 1 for 5, but when you look at it, a couple of those passes were right in the receiver's hands. They didn't catch it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Stuff like that.
yeah.
It's just timing things and just getting comfortable. And it's hard to judge somebody off of 5 passes. You know what I mean? In a
Yeah,
preseason game. So
no, yeah.
we don't even need to really touch on that one. It's preseason,
A
man.
lot of what a
Worry
lot of
about it. Worry about it
receivers,
when he finally gets in there. You
a
know what I mean?
lot of receivers were dropping passes
Mm-hmm.
this
Yeah.
in the first game. So
And want to take.
you got
I think they just didn't want to take the hits. Where
yeah,
about getting hurt for the season.
yeah.
But let's hit on this last topic real quick, Trevor.
hmm
This is the big worry right now out in LA. Matthew Stafford's elbow.
Mhm.
I'm hearing a lot of things, and it's not sounding very good. What do you think? How do you think the Rams stand if Matthew Stafford is actually hurt? Like,
It's gonna be bad. Like,
who is their
that
backup? We didn't even think about that.
that is actually a good point. I'll search it up now, but I
They
mean, it's
have the
not gonna be
defense to
good.
keep them
They
in the game, but they won't. I don't know if they'll have the offense to keep up with people.
Yeah, and I mean,
Sean
look,
McVay's a beast, but
they
if you ain't
brought
got somebody who can throw it, that's why you had to get rid of Goff. You know what I mean?
exactly. They brought Stafford there for a reason because he was the missing piece in terms of that guy that could drop back, make reads, deliver the ball on time, and when stuff breaks down, he can make something happen.
Hmm.
So I feel like if you're missing that piece, if you're missing that guy, it does, especially at the quarterback position, because that is the most important position on the field.
Yeah.
It's gonna hurt your team when you're missing that guy, especially for an extended amount of time. So
Hmm.
they're not gonna be in a great spot if he's not able to go, but we'll see how that develops going down the line because they say he doesn't like to uh, he doesn't like to what's the word, like,
Take a break.
yeah, take breaks or
The rest. Yeah.
use
That's
it
a lot
as
of
an
people
excuse.
work
So
ethics. Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah.
So they have Luis Perez, Bryce Perkins, and John Walford as their backup QBs. So
Oh yeah, I don't know who any of those are.
yeah, so
This what we're gonna do, Trevor. We're gonna watch
mhm.
the Rams preseason game this week and see how they look, and we're gonna know.
we'll get a little some. We'll get a
Yeah, we'll
little
get a
some.
little taste.
Yeah.
But I think we touched on all the topics we have so far, Trevor. We might have to touch base another time this week and hit on the
See
news
what
because
happens.
I'm sure there's going to be a few more things that pop up. But as always, you know what we say, man. If you enjoy the pod, like, subscribe, tell your friends to tell a friend, man. You know what I mean? And we'll definitely see you next week on a new episode of the Huddle, man. Thank y'all
Peace
for
out.
tuning in.
Fly
Peace.
Eagles fly, Marco.
Ah, this guy. You wild, Trevor.